only thing that I'm just worried with Sakaria, he's trying to go full out. He's supposed to take it a bit cool. It's the first round, but I think he's prepared to go into a war, and Kamati is really retaliating.
Well, you see, both boxers have got the basic boxing skills, a little bit apprehensive sometimes, but the nerves will calm down eventually.
Yeah, and those are the issues that they really have to. And when you look at Sakaria, that jab of him is not, if it is not on target, it's not good for him. And I'm just worried that Kamati might run into this danger.
Right. And you can see Desert Storm Sakaria's intention here is to put his man down. All his punches are really power punches. Can he sustain those punches throughout all the rounds for this title fight? WBA Pan-Africa Featherweight title 12-rounder up for stake.
Kamati is not really using his footwork. He's on the ground. If you look at his feet, he's not really moving. He's not using his advantage of movement. And he's also prepared to go into the contact, which is not good for him. He must keep on jumping, move around, keep on jumping. Let Sakaria become a bit tired, then he can call for two things.
Well, interestingly, the crowd seems to be rallying for Nathaniel Kamati.
Must know it's from Windhoek, and he's been around the ground.
And the Welter Country Club Hall where we are right now is filling up gradually, and certainly when the big one comes, this place should be full to capacity.
So that was a very good 1-2, and if Kamati can keep up with that, I think the scoreline in this round is going to remain equal.
Well, there you see that hard, stiff jab there, finding its way through to Nathaniel. There goes the first round, an eventful first round. We saw
the only thing that I'm just worried with Sakaria, he's trying to go full out. He's supposed to take it a bit cool. It's the first round, but I think he's prepared to go into a war, and Kamati is really retaliating.
Well, you see, both boxers have got the basic boxing skills, a little bit apprehensive sometimes, but the nerves will calm down eventually.
Yeah, and those are the issues that they really have to. And when you look at Sakaria, that jab of him is not, if it is not on target, it's not good for him. And I'm just worried that Kamati might run into this danger.
Right. And you can see Desert Storm Sakaria's intention here is to put his man down. All his punches are really power punches. Can he sustain those punches throughout all the rounds for this title fight? WBA Pan-Africa Featherweight title 12-rounder up for stake.
Kamati is not really using his footwork. He's on the ground. If you look at his feet, he's not really moving. He's not using his advantage of movement. And he's also prepared to go into the contact, which is not good for him. He must keep on jumping, move around, keep on jumping. Let Sakaria become a bit tired, then he can call for two things.
Well, interestingly, the crowd seems to be rallying for Nathaniel Kamati.
Must know it's from Windhoek, and he's been around the ground.
And the Welter Country Club Hall where we are right now is filling up gradually, and certainly when the big one comes, this place should be full to capacity.
So that was a very good 1-2, and if Kamati can keep up with that, I think the scoreline in this round is going to remain equal.
Well, there you see that hard, stiff jab there, finding its way through to Nathaniel. There goes the first round, an eventful first round. We saw Desert Storm jabs coming through. We saw the stiff jabs coming in, but certainly important to note that there is no respect for Desert Storm Kamati. Desert Storm, pardon me, from Kamati at all.
I think the instruction from the two coaches is very clear. Don't waste time. Do the best you can. Sakaria is trying to rely on his power in terms of the strength, And Kamati, I think the problem that I'm picking up from him is not advantaging his movement, he's going into the danger. But what I like about it is not retreating, he's not really afraid, he's not showing any respect to Sakaria. But the two boxers have grown together for a long time. They've been coming a long journey. They went through the development programs of the Ministry of Youth and Sport since the year of 2000, 2001, 2, and they all both joined professional boxing almost the same years.
And Desert Storm's recent fight was on the 25th of April this year with Issa Nampepeche, and he dropped Issa Nampepeche in the 7th round, so he won that fight by a technical knockout. Well, it is getting messy in there. You would expect the two boxers to keep it clean. Well, I don't know if that is part of the strategy for Kamati to frustrate Desert Storm.
And they seem to be getting away with it. It's not a bet at all, because he realized Sakaria is too aggressive.
Well, the two boxers finding it hard to connect. Both boxers are turning this into a brawl. Well, in case you've just joined us, we're coming to you live from the Welter Country Club. And the two boxers in the ring right now are Sakaria Desert Storm Lukas and Nathanael Kamati, both from Namibia, fighting for the WBA Pan Africa featherweight title. Well, that seems to have hurt Desert Storm. Well, this might be an upset result for Desert Storm.
I think that pressure is not good for Kamati at all. He should be able to know what he's doing. He's going open into 1 and 2. It's not good for him. The other younger man is a bit stronger, and he must use his advantage. He can move around. He must keep on jabbing and keep him into a distance.
Just remember that between these two boxers, Nathanael Kamati and Desert Storm, they really differ in terms of experience. I mean, Desert Storm have covered a lot of grounds in boxing, but and there is where the upset might come in, because Kamati is fighting very, very well. He's putting on those big punches. That seems to be frustrating Desert Storm.
Yeah, that's probably some of the issues that one have to look at. But as far as the experience is concerned, you cannot underrate anybody.
There is certainly no love between these two boxers.
I'm just a bit worried with Sakaria. I mean, Kamati is going openly into the combat. That's not good for him.
Because Desert Storm is a big puncher.
Yes. So that is not in his advantage. He's supposed to attack, move back, attack, move back.
Right.
He must make use of his speed.
Right now, he seems to be exposed. And I mean, you don't want to face a guy like Desert Storm openly like that. I mean, we do know of his credentials as far as the knockout rate is concerned.
But I think it was a good round. It was a good round for Sakaria. I think that the first round was a bit close, but I think in this round, if you can look at some of the highlights, you will have picked up that I think Sakaria have done some good work. And just look at Kamati. He's very open. He's keeping his hands down, and that's the problem. He's going into 1-2. You see the jab. It was very strong. He could have been down. He's not careful with that.
Yes. And I think Nathanael did hurt Desert Storm at some point with that left hook. And I'm not so sure if Desert Storm have got a good chin or a good neck.
He got a good chin. He can take punches. Kamati, that's one of his weaknesses. He can take punches, but he's too open. You know, in boxing, if you look at Mayweather, the most important thing is your defense should be a priority. And even if you can take punches, but you are too open, it's not good.
Yeah.
And he's a lighter guy in terms of the weight.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems like both boxers are not really so concerned about defending. You know, they are more on the offensive.
But Kamati's been problem. I mean, the coaches are supposed to work on it. since Amacha, he's got a problem.
Well, this is certainly a brawl. The two boxers on each other's neck, really. There's no sign of defensive work by both boxers. They're just throwing punches to each other.
And the modern boxing is not very good. Even Sakaria is, you can see, look very aggressive. You can see he just wants to deal with the guy, and that's a problem. You know, he's supposed to do it systematically.
Right. I'm a bit concerned about how he's fighting, and exactly, this is a very messy fight, and you expect him to be more tactical. He's more experienced to know when to go in and out.
I think it's also got to do a bit with the tension between the two camps, and I think both coaches are really a bit aggressive in terms of, because he's not changing from round number 1 to 2 or to 3. You know,
there's no adjustment.
Yes.
Big left hook there from Desert Sakaria. Nathanael is not holding back. He's returning. Both boxers are going all out.
It's a young, brave man. As long as he can just keep his distance, and that jab, that's exactly what he's supposed to do. Keep the distance, keep the work rate, and that's what I'm lacking from him this time, you know.
Well, I'm a little bit disappointed because I would like to see some boxing skills. And what is happening here is you see a bit of rugby going on there. But, I mean, you expect these boxers to have some skills. I mean, they have been brawling from the first round until now.
And also, if you look, I mean, these boys have been to all African games.
Well, he's down. We spoke about the power of Desert Storm. And that Nathanael could not just afford to be so exposed.
I like the way he's coming back. That's how he got concentrated.
I'm not so sure if he can survive it, but it seems like he got his legs back. Still fighting, no defense.
That's a problem. That's a challenge. Look at that. If he's catch again, he will be down.
Well, this is a very messy fight.
That's a good strategy for him, just to take a bit of breath. You know, he's tight, eh?
And rest a bit.
Yeah, rest a bit. Expecting some danger here.
Well,
Kamati's still holding on. That's a good thing. But he look a bit down. He look a bit weak. He's not responding to his movement. He's still remaining open. He's not defensive, and that is the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
You cannot fight a big fight in which you know your opponent is stronger, but you keep on coming open. His face down, his arms are down, and that's the biggest. That's a risk you will have to take on within the next round.
But isn't that the basics of boxing? Isn't that what the boxers are supposed to know from day one?
You know, some boxers are taking it, some athletes are taking long to learn their mistakes. You know, the young man is a very good boxer, but I should mention to you that that has been his problem since Amacha. He's always open, and that's a challenge that one has to do. And I'm very much worried with this round because Sakaria is still coming in strong. He's very hungry for this fight, and he really wants to make a difference. So I think this next round will not be...
And welcome to the fourth round. Desert Storm, Sakaria, Lukas, a member of the Namibian Defense Force, taking on a less experienced Nathanael Kamati with only 10 fights to his name, but he has won all the fights. And that's the same for Sakaria, Desert Storm, Lukas, who have fought 15 times and won all fights. Well, this is the fourth round, and the two boxers tiring out. Nothing really to write home, except that the fight is a brawl, is messy, but you see punches like that coming in every now and then, but no defense at all, which is disappointing.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, and we don't just look at this fight to end the year. You look at the rating. I mean, these guys want to be rated, let's say, from the World Association to challenge some of the big fighters, and that's a problem. And I think there's still a gap between our top athletes compared to the Harry Simon generation hitmen, and I think there's a small gap there, and we really need to catch up a bit.
That's a good point to mention. Again, just looking at the skills of these boxers, and these are the boxers that you expect to move up the rank and become world champions. So it is a bit worrying to see that there is no really boxing skills that you could appreciate.
And during the commentary, you should not forget, because we've got to, how do you change that? And that's the answer I will still give you today.
All right.
You don't change it by using the same guys. You need to bring in a younger generation. So talent identification, that's a challenge.
Well, there you have it. We'll come back to that question as to how do we make sure that our boxers got the basics in check when they get into the ring. But the two boxers, desperate boxing by the two boxers really, but they are fighting for the WBA Pan-African featherweight title. It is a 12-rounder, and we are in the 4th round, and there is a significant sign of exhaustion from both boxers already.
Yeah, that's a start. I mean, they started too aggressive, both of them. They were not giving each other a chance. Sakaria was told, look, move into, punch hard, keep on giving the guy the pressure. And the other man, rather than doing it different, he went into the same thing. So both of them have started on a very high note, but they should be able to come back into 6th round and really become normal.
Yes. But we should give it to them, the sheer will to want to fight, the guts by both fighters to fight each other tooth and nail. I think Desert Sakaria have got a cut. There's blood flowing from his face.
I should really compliment Kamati for sustaining the pressure. I think if he can maintain that level and sustain, I mean, it keep normality within the 5th round, because what I like about it, you can see a bit of slowing down from Sakaria, because I think it's more about stamina, it's more about we have done a lot of work. What is the load work that we can expect at the end?
Kanji, we will have to go back to the question, how do you change that? These boxers are not fighting smart, they are being physical. How do we make sure that these boxers know the basic from the word go?
I'm always been saying this thing, and I think it's falling into this as, if you look at these boys, they have been at All African Games, Zone 6, they have now Commonwealth Games, a guy like Julius has been to the Olympics, and so on. But if you don't change the face value, if you don't have new blood coming in, there is no way you will be able to have the result you wish. You can push this guy, but these guys can only go up to a certain level.
Well, that's Mr. Ambrosius Kanji's assessment of the state of boxing in the country and how we make sure that we got quality boxers who are skillful and smart enough. Well, the two boxers continuing the same style, brawling, no adjustments by both boxers. Well, there's a stiff jab coming in from Desert Storm. Well, another. Well, that is gonna take him to the floor. Beautiful two combinations.
If he stood up for this one, I'll took off my hat for him. I don't think he will make it.
Well, he's up, but the referee thinks it's over.
It's a bit difficult one. It's a bit difficult. I think that's what the best the referee can do. The referee seemed to be not, Kamali seemed to be not happy, but I think that was a heavy punch.
There you go. Beautiful two combinations. Ended affairs here. But again, we mentioned that it could be detrimental for Nathaniel to disregard Desert Storm's power.
Just look at that punch, how it came. He's so open. He got the punch. He's not really working on it. Look at that one. It will just come now.
Well, there you go.
Sure.
Beautifully put together two punches. And there you see Nathaniel Kamati sprawled on the floor.
And the problem is also why that referee counted him down is the way he's lying down. It's very important, you know. If you got that heavy punch, everybody saw it, and the way you lie down, it's almost like you make everybody to believe, you know, even the doctor want to come in because at the end of the day we have to rescue life. You know, this is sport.
Well, a very gutsy fight by the two boxers. Both boxers really fought their hearts out. We did anticipate Desert Storm's power to be problematic for Nathaniel, but I think we were a bit disappointed that there were no defense, there were no smart boxing from the two boxers.
I think the issue of the anger and the issue of the two camps trying to prove a point also have played the role, and you can see how Kamati is still showing the face value of not accepting the defeat. And I mean, you look at all those things, you realize that at the end of the day it was more about, look, who's the best, and tactically that's not what you need. But I think Kamati could have put up a good performance if he was just following his old style.
Desert Storm certainly improving on his knockout rate. It's good to see that we've got a boxer who have got power. We just want to make sure perhaps the next time we watch this potential talent that he is more refined.
Yes.
Power should go along with defense too.
Well, we'll go to Tafanji, who have got the numbers. Well,
I think the handing over will be the president of the Namibian Boxing Federation there, Mr. Kelly Nukhalifa. I can see him with one of the sponsors. You have Christo Dulu, that's a well-experienced referee from South Africa. He's highly rated. He's been playing a very important role in the issues of bringing up professional boxing in Namibia. Christo Dulu has been refereeing many fights, especially in overseas, in the United States of America. He also got a license. It's good to have him here in Namibia. Right. He will be the referee and the supervisor for the main bout.
Certainly. I did have a chance to speak to him.
After 45 seconds
well,
of the fifth round, winner by KO and the new WBA Pan-African Featherweight Champion, Desert Storm, Lukas Sakaria.
As we remain standing, the Namibian national anthem. Thank you very much. You may be seated. For the WBO Africa Featherweight title, proudly brought to you by MTC, Make the Connection, King Lager, Mount Choice Namibia, and supported by Energy 100 FM, Namibian Sun newspaper, and 3-Dimension Printing. The third man in the ring, Timo Haikonda, the referee, and fighting from my right-hand side and from the blue corner, the contender for this title, accompanied by Jay Msangi and Clyde Musonda as his technical team from Hall of Fame Boxing Academy in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, with a record of 21 fights, 13 wins, 3 losses, 5 draws, and 4 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, weighed in at 56.35 kilograms in white and black. Put your hands together for Rafiki Yangu, Muhammad Snake Boy Jr. Matumla. Accompanied by Nestor Tobias, Ems Moses, as well as Joe. On my left-hand side and from the red corner, he is a contender, second contender for the vacant title, weighing in at 55.5 kilograms in white and red, as well as MTC branding, has a record of 16 fights, 16 straight wins, and 11 knockouts. The current IBF Africa Featherweight Champion and the current WBA Pan-Africa Featherweight Champion, a member of the Namibian Navy, a leading seaman from Omthitulwani in the north, a Sunshine Production. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sakaria, the Desert Storm, Lukas. The boxers at the center of the ring.
All right, boxers, one clear boxing, right? By my instruction, protect yourself at all time, shake hands and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, the WBO Africa Featherweight title is scheduled for 12 rounds.
Up to this stage, now he's facing the man from Tanzania who wants to get better of him. So in these early stages, it is in the WBO Africa Interim Featherweight title. Desert Storm will be fighting in the white and red trunk, and man from Tanzania, that is Mohamed Mutumla, will be fighting from the black, the white and black trunk. Desert Storm, well known for his great fast combinations. A very promising boxer for Namibia. They've done pretty well so far. Out of his 16 fights, 11 was by way of knockout. 16 fights that he have won is unbeaten, remember. And we will wait to see what he is capable of using that left hand and trying to power it with the right towards the more fast compared to the previous fight where we have saw.
Well, Chester, it's still the first round, and as it stands, Desert Storm Sakaria is test the waters between these two boxers, really. Mohamed Matumla is going forward enough, one would think, but I think the first round is always that round where both boxers only just want to test each other and see what they can get out of and see where the weaknesses are. Right now, Johannes Storm Sakaria is just using his left jab. We still haven't seen that right hand of his, which is normally catastrophic.
That will be the tactic throughout the fight, and I think the better the Tanzanian get to know Matumla about it, the easier things will become for him. But it's still Desert Storm in these early stages really taking the fight to his opponent. And there he comes with some left and great combinations there, but well protected of Mohamed Matumla, taking care of himself. Your views of that first round?
Well, the views of this first round, it went quite well, for Desert Storm at least. All what he did was using his jab in this first round, and towards the end of this first round, you could see him really getting those points because Matumla let down his guard, and he wasn't, protecting himself very well. If Matumla would like to go home at least with a win from Namibia today, he have to make sure that he just keep his guard on, because Desert Storm in that round, he got a few jabs in, and that is what he wanted. I think from the second round onwards, the whole bout will sort of like open up, and those boxers will try and explore and try and do other things as well, Chester.
Then one thing Matumla must do now is that he's not a man with a big punch. Out of the 13 fights that he have won, only 4 came by the way of knockout. So it's not a boxer with a big punch. And you would want, if he wants to win or to get any closer to this fight, he needs to really collect points as much as he can throughout the rounds. First round, Berry was not involved. Was a spectator more than anything. He needs to get back into this second round and try to get something out of this.
Well, there you can start to see Desert Storm really trying to get out of his blocks. Then you can see using that left jab, and it's very good, looking very fluid. You can see that he's trained very well. The movement on his feet, he's really jumping and hopping out of danger should it come his way. And so far, he's really using that left jab of his. He's got 11 knockouts out of 16 fights, and that tells you that maybe he's just holding on to that right.
Look at that. That was a big one. That was a big right. That is lining up every time. He's really taking his moments. That is Desert Storm getting some big punches when he got that chance. Trying to loosen up his opponent with that left jab.
Well, there it is, just now. Look at that, he's getting those combinations together. Obviously, Matumla also trying to make sure that his back is not always just up against the rope. But Desert Storm, I like the way he's moving. Just look at his footwork. He's now up against the ropes, but will he be there longer?
Moving very well indeed. Knowing what he's doing, Desert Storm, at this stage. Haven't seen anything yet from Matumla that might trouble Desert Storm at this stage. But it's too early. It's just the second round of 12. Desert Storm had glimpses in the second round. Haven't seen anything from the Tanzanian yet. But he is in his face, not going away, not being threatened, but by the Namibian is doing it. The Tanzanian there and ready to fight.
Well, the fight is coming towards the end, Chester, and that's the end of that round. But I just wanted to quickly sum it up for you. I think Matumla came into this second round with his guard up. You can see him is really protecting his head very well. Also using his jab just a little bit. But the problem is that he's looking very rusty, not very fluid. not very fast out of the blocks to land those punches, and that is what you want at this level. Otherwise, if you don't do that, land those telling punches, it'll always count against you. And as you can see, one should really talk about the attendance here as well. It's a full house, and normally when Namibian boxers are given such a rapturous welcome from the fans, you know that maybe something big is coming your way.
Most definitely, we're very good attendance here, and we only have one fight now out of our way, and that is between Saki Isinyoka Chikukutu and Jason Bedeman from South Africa. Isinyoka winning that one on points after 12 rounds of boxing, and now the second fight here. It all looks good for Namibia at this stage, and there's some. Have never disappointed them before, never disappointed Namibian fans. And he's a man that is taking himself very well. He's never been an open book by any chance. But that is the job that Matumla had if he wants to get through the Namibian soldier, Desert Storm. What I like about Matumla is that he has the appetite. He's in his face. He's not backing off. He wants to fight, but it's just that the technique now from the Namibian is too much for him.
Well, it is too much for him, and also just looking at these two boxes, if you look at Matumla, his arms are telling you that he should be able to have that reach to be able to get his punches where he wants to. But then again, he's just on the receiving end of it. And my question is that you can see now the Desert Storm in the first 2 rounds, he first started off with a jab. Now you slowly but surely starting to see that right hook coming in every time, once in a while, and landing those blows. So far, it's a hook right there.
Hook coming in, and Tumla also throwing a jab in there. Still, it is the Namibian taking the fight to the Tanzanian, but Matumla is ready to fight. Not been an easy target there in front of the Namibian. Desert Storm better trying to problem with Matumla, as I said, he's in his face, but he's really struggling to get his combinations through in his Desert Storm. That is really doing well at this stage, using his left jab very well, and the right is just there on standby.
Well, I think round number 3, as we're coming towards the end of this.
One-way traffic so far. Desert Storm getting the left hand, working very hard with that left hand. And that comes the right. Comes once and trying to going into the body punches more now.
Well, just that Matumla is also getting a little bit desperate. Look at that, he's just receiving 2 shots on the head.
Left. Oh, that was a big one. Is there Matumla in that ring? I don't think so. No, he is out. And that was a big left jab from the Namibian Desert Storm. Sakaria Lukas just getting his 17th win in 17 fights. is just looking all rosy.
Of knockout. Will he get a 4th straight win by the way of knockout? But I think what he would like to do now, it's a win, it's a win. You want to keep your CV very clean indeed, Welter Kutodokwa. And I think he would want just to get the win under his belt here, to go 4 fights, 4 wins. That's very important. We start see got everything to his advantage. You look at the height, favoring Welter Kutondokwa. You see the punches, and he's really on top of his game early on here with some of those great combinations, getting the shots as much as he wants to. The target is in front of him. He chooses where he wants to hit. Great, and you can see already Camara on his knee, having a little prayer before continue. Welter Kutondokwa having everything at his disposal. Camara could not continue. Unbelievable, Welter Kutondokwa.
The first round, winner by TKO, Welter, the executioner, Kutondokwa.
Second out, round number 3.
Doctor